What is this? What the hell? This is like a... Yo, what's going on, everybody? I'm 2Platime. Welcome back to another episode in my single-player Pixelmon series, where I'm bringing you guys along with me on my first ever Pixelmon playthrough. Now, it's been a minute since I recorded a video, but I know last time we left off here in this water village and gym, and I did end up catching that shiny Vanillite here as well, which was amazing. But I have something really fun in mind for this episode, but first thing I have to do is go back home, so I will see you guys back there in just a moment. Alright, home sweet home. Now, what I have in store for this episode, guys, is going to entail one particular Pokemon, a lot of people's favorite Pokemon. I'm curious to see how many I have right now, but we are going to be looking at Eevee, and so it looks like I have 7 Eevees total right now. But my plan for this episode was to actually get every single Eeveelution, so there's 8 Eeveelutions total. I was hoping I would have 8 Eevees that we could use the different stones and various mechanics to get all of them evolved, and I'll show you guys how that is done. But it seems like we're gonna have to catch a couple more Eevees because I only had 6 of the regular variant here. So before we actually jump into the Eeveelution side of things, I guess the first thing we'll do is I'll just show you how and where you can get an Eevee. But Eevee is also not the easiest Pokemon to find. In the overworld, it only spawns in the birch forest biomes. Whoa, who do we got over here? Oh, Mega Manectric. Alright, down goes Mega Manectric. Got some level ups there. XP Candy, we will take that. But as I was saying, Eevee can only spawn in the birch forest biomes, and it's a rare spawn chance, so it's not even that high of a spawn chance to begin with. And then the only other place that you can catch Eevee is in Ultra Space and the Ultra Forest biomes. And that's also a rare spawn there too, so not very high chances either way. But since I have Arceus on my team and I can summon a Ultra Wormhole, I will just go ahead and do that. We'll go to Ultra Space. I think I had much better chances, and I've caught most of my Eevees in Ultra Space compared to the overworld. So let's go ahead and head on to Ultra Space. And perfect, we're in the Ultra Forest to begin with, so hopefully we can see an Eevee spawn and catch one really quickly. Now, I will say too, if you've been following along with the series at all, in Ultra Space you'll also see a lot of the Eeveelutions spawn all over the place, and I've caught quite a few of them just from being in Ultra Space. Oh, the last thing I forgot to mention too is that Eevee only spawns during the daytime, so make sure it is daytime. See, look, there's an Espeon already. I told you, you see the Eeveelutions everywhere. But I don't want the Eeveelutions right now, I just want the Eevees. Aha! Okay, here we go. Here's our first Eevee. See, it doesn't take... I feel like it's way easier and quicker in Ultra Space than it is in the overworld. Let's see if a repeat ball will do the trick here. First throw. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Alright, second throw's a charm. There we go. We got ourselves our Eevee. And I'm actually gonna see if I can catch one more. That'll give us the 8 total Eevees that we need to get every Eeveelution. Oh, wait. Here we go. Finally, there's Eevees near me. Aha, here we go. Got another Eevee right here. Oh. Alright, there we go. There's our second Eevee. And here is the other. And there we go. 3 Eevees total. That gives us more than enough now to do all the Eeveelutions. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Let's go ahead and check our PC now to see if we search for Eevee. Alright, we have plenty of Eevees now to work with. Alright, so we may as well start with the easiest Eeveelutions to begin with, the original 3 Eeveelutions, Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon. So luckily from playing for so long now, I've collected plenty of evolution stones. So let's go ahead and grab the 3 that we'll need for those 3 Eeveelutions, our Fire Stone, our Water Stone, and our Thunder Stone. So now our first Eeveelution that we are going to do, let's pull out our first Eevee, and we're going to use our Water Stone to get Vaporeon. So we'll just right click on him, and boom, easy as that. There we go, we have our first Eeveelution, Vaporeon. Up next after Vaporeon, we'll pull out our second Eevee, and we will use our Thunderstone to get a Jolteon. Boom, right click with the Thunderstone, and there we go. There's our evolution. We have our second Eeveelution, Jolteon. Last but not least, out of the original 3 Eeveelutions, we have our Firestone. We'll give this one to Eevee so we can get ourselves a Flareon. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. We got Flareon. We got the original 3 Eeveelutions now. All done. There you have it. There's all 3 of them running around. But I'm sure, as most of you know, those 3 Eeveelutions are the easiest ones to get if you have the stones. The rest of them after that are going to be a little more tricky. So chronologically, the next 2 Eeveelutions introduced were Espeon and Umbreon. And to evolve both Espeon and Umbreon, you have to have them at high happiness or high friendship. And for Espeon, he has to have high friendship and evolve during the daytime. Umbreon has to have high friendship and evolve at nighttime. And since these are all fresh Eevees, our happiness on all of them is going to be pretty much the base 70 for all of them. This one has a little bit higher. And for me, the easiest way I know of in Pixelmon to increase happiness quickly is by cooking curry. And then giving the curry to your Pokemon increases their happiness by quite a bit. So I haven't actually been over to my old little farm base in a while, but that's where I got my berries and my cooking pot to make curry. So I will head over there. We will cook some curries, give a bunch of those to 2 of the Eevees, so we have them at high enough happiness to evolve Umbreon and Espeon. What is this? What the hell? Is this like a diamond onyx? I have never seen this before. What the hell? That is sick. Well, hell yeah, let's catch this bad boy. We'll use a great ball with the blue ball and the blue onyx. Boom, there we go. Ooh, sparkly was an achievement. Capture a crystal onyx. Oh snap, okay. I've never seen a crystal onyx before. Oh, check that out. That's so cool. I mean, I probably won't use him. I wonder if we evolve him to Steelix, what he looks like. I'll have to check that out sometime. But anyway, guys, we got a handful of curries made here. I have 8 curries made so far, either Vaporeon class or Milcery class. And just as a quick refresher, Milcery class will give 40 happiness, and Vaporeon class will give 50 happiness when you're eaten by the Pokemon. So guys, just a super quick and easy way to max out their happiness. So let's pull this guy out to start. Give him some curry. Eat it, eat all the curry, Eevee. So you can grow big and strong and oh, snap. He's evolving. I was not expecting that. I hope that he's evolving into the right Eeveelution. Hell yeah, guys. How about that? That's how you get Espeon. Thank God it was daytime. We got his happiness high up enough. I didn't think that he was going to actually level up during that process. But I guess that's another thing to keep in mind is that curries will also give a small amount of XP when you give them to your Pokemon. So that was actually pretty sick. We leveled him up and got his happiness up at the exact same time with the curry. And we got ourselves our 4th Eeveelution in Espeon. And so now I'm just going to say the rest of these curries, we will wait for nighttime. So once it's nighttime, we'll just do that same thing. Give a bunch of curries to Eevee, get his happiness all the way up, and level him up while it's still nighttime, and we will get ourselves our Umbreon.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the moon's coming up. I think it's late enough now. So if we pull out another Eevee, we get out our curries. Again, just giving him these curries will give him happiness and XP, and hopefully he'll level up once, and we will get an Umbreon. Let's pull him back over here where it's a little bit lighter out. Eat your curry, come on Eevee, get big and strong. And wow, did it only take, what, 2, 3 of them? Was that it? Wow, okay, hell yeah guys, let's go. Woohoo! As long as it's the evolution I want, until it shows. That looks like Umbreon, and it is, there we go. Where's he at? There he is, we've got our Umbreon, 5 of the Eeveelutions down, 3 more to go. So now if we continue in the order that the evolutions were released, next up we're going to have to evolve to Leafeon and Glaceon. Now if you happen to have a Leaf Stone and an Ice Stone, then you can just simply use those to evolve to Leafeon and Glaceon. Super easy, just like we did the other ones. But if you want to use the other mechanic outside of the evolution stones, There are actually moss rocks and ice rocks in Pixelmon, and if you find those and you're within 10 blocks of those, when you level up Eevee, it'll either turn into a Glaceon or Leafeon. So instead of using the evolution stones, we'll do the slightly more challenging route and look for the moss rock and the ice rock. Moss rock's going to be in the forest biomes. Pretty sure I've seen some before. Same thing with the ice rock, but it's going to be in the icy tundra biomes. And if I remember correctly, you find them underneath raid dens fairly often. Some of the raid den structures will have the moss or ice rocks spawn with them. And I'll quickly fly around and see how easily we can find one of the moss rocks around us. Okay, perfect. So this is the structure I was looking for. This little raid den here, I found that a lot of these structures in the forest actually have these mossy rocks that generate underneath them are in the structure, and this is exactly what we're looking for when I'm talking about the mossy rock. So we just have to make sure that Eevee levels up when we are within 10 blocks from this moss rock, and then we will get our Leafeon. Oh sweet, I totally forgot. Some of my Pokebags are completely full, so I do have some experience candies that I can give to Eevee to make this a little bit easier. So let's go ahead and throw out our Eevee. This is a big Eevee, so we're gonna go ahead and give him an experience candy. He's gonna level up, and I'm pretty sure, okay, he gets several levels up. Oh my gosh. Maybe I shouldn't have given him an XL candy. Bruh. Okay, there we go though. Eevee is evolving. And again, we are within 10 blocks of that moss rock, so it should be a Leafeon. Please tell me we did this right. It looks right. I see the leaf tail. There we go. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, our giant Leafeon. He is huge. Okay, like this actually looks sick with us riding Leafeon. This is sweet. But either way, guys, that is how we get ourselves Leafeon, using the moss rock and evolving within 10 blocks of that rock. And so we're essentially going to do the same thing to get Glaceon, but we just have to find the ice rock, and that's going to be in the tundra and icy biomes, which I'm not sure. Like, those mountains aren't really going to work. We need to actually get in the frozen biome, so I have to go all the way over here. But I remember seeing some of these. Honestly, I had no idea what these rocks were for up until looking at, oh, this is how you evolve Eevee into Glaceon and Leafeon. So once again, guys, we are looking for the raid den structures here in the tundra biomes, like this one, or like this one over here. That is exactly what we're looking for. There's the ice rock, guys. It's a raid den structure here, but then it just has the ice rock right underneath it. So just like we did last time, we'll pull out another Eevee, regular size Eevee this time. We will make sure, I just don't want him to run away and be like more than 10 blocks away. I'm kind of worried. He is within 10 blocks of the ice rock. Let's go ahead and give it to him. There we go. He's probably gonna get like 5 levels up or more. And Eevee is evolving. And with the ice rock, we should get Glaceon. There we go. Woohoo! That is 7 of the 8 Eeveelutions down. We got Glaceon, and we have almost completed our full evolution of every single Eevee. All we got left is our Sylveon. Alright guys, we are back home, and we are going to try to get Sylveon, the final evolution, but I will say Sylveon's probably the hardest evolution to get from Eevee, because there is no evolution stone to get the fairy type Sylveon. So in order to evolve Eevee into Sylveon, you're going to have to level Eevee up with high happiness when he knows a fairy type move while in either the sunflower plains or the flower forest biomes. So it's pretty specific, and sadly none of the Eevees I have had a fairy type move, and the only way I know how to get a fairy type move, if we check here at level 45, Eevee will learn Charm. And this one is only level 30 right now, so we have to level him up 15 times, which is quite a lot, but I guess we'll use a few XP candies. And then once we get him to level 45 and he learns that move, then we'll up his happiness, and then we'll have to find one of those biomes, and then we can finally level him up to get him evolved. Let's give him some large XP candies, see how many of these we need to get to level 45. Alright, and one more should do it. There we go, Eevee learns Charm. So now what we're gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to look around on Journey Map to see if I've even found a Sunflower Plains biome or a Flower Forest biome. All right, we got pretty lucky. We're only 500 blocks away from our base. And I saw these sunflowers here. And when I come in here, I just want to double check. You know, we can check F3 just to be sure. Biome is the sunflower plain. So right where we are is exactly where we need to be. And now with our Eevee that has learned Charm, we should be able to give him curries, increase his happiness, increase his level. And come on. All right, well, he didn't level up yet. Okay, he's so close to leveling up. Let's see if we can do a couple battles quickly. And there we go. A couple battles later, Eevee grew to level 47. Okay, sick. He is evolving. Please tell me we're going to get the last evolution. Please be our Sylveon. And it looks like it is. There we go. We got ourselves the final evolution. All 8 Eeveelutions. There's our Sylveon. We did it, guys. All in one episode. Didn't take too long. But before we wrap things up here, because we finally accomplished our goal, there's actually one little thing I want to do to kind of show off our accomplishment of getting every single Eeveelution. So I wanted to test out using these Poke displays. I want to see if we can use enough of those for all 8 of the Eeveelutions to kind of display them. Granted, I don't know how this works. I'm not sure what I just glitched into the game here. Oh, okay, cool. We had to right click on it here. Choose Espeon. We can choose him walking. Not sure what the frame does. We'll see. We can change the texture. Oh, what? That's crazy. Well, let's do original. Let's save. And cool. All right, there's our display. That is actually pretty sweet. I had no idea you could do that. Although you will notice on the left there, we no longer have Espeon in our party, so you do lose your Pokemon from your party if you choose to display them, it seems like. And I'm curious if we just like pickaxe this.
Bruh.
It breaks and I did not get it back. Oh, I did not use my Silk Touch pickaxe. I probably should have. Let's test out one more here. Put the Poke display down. Let's choose Glaceon this time. Sweet, so there we go. There's our Glaceon standing. And now let's see if I use my Silk Touch pickaxe. Hopefully it's...
Bruh.
Damn, you do lose it. No way. Okay, so even with the Silk Touch pickaxe, you cannot get those Poke displays back. But if you're curious at all how to craft a Poke display, this is how you do it. You need a Pokeball, some leads, silver ingots, redstone dust, and some smooth stone slabs. All right, and there we go. Got 10 total displays, only need 8. Gonna go ahead and bring out some stone bricks. Now let's see if we can put these in a little formation. And then we just need to put Poke displays on top of all of these. There is our ugly, monstrous displays ready to be filled. And it is time to show you guys our Poke displays of all 8 Eeveelutions. And here they are. Check it out. A Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flareon, Espeon, Umbreon, Leafeon, Glaceon, and Sylveon.
Ooh, yeah.
And they're all pretty much normal size except Umbreon is tiny and Leafeon is giant. So the scale of them all is a little weird, but either way, guys, this looks sick. But that's going to do it for me, guys. This was an episode all on showing you how to get every single Eeveelution in Pixelmon. A couple of them are a little more difficult than others, but if you have some of those evolution stones, it's definitely not too tricky. As always, thanks for watching. Leave me a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a comment. Let me know what your favorite part of the video was. Check out one of the other videos on screen. And otherwise, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care and peace out.